Hello and welcome back to the letter, and we just kept doing a QTE about like 3 or 4 times. So anyways, yeah, now we know who her is that Mary Ann keeps referring to, and that's Lorraine, who definitely does look like Miss Wright. So anyways...
Did something happen? Are you alright?
Nope!
Mrs. Wright,
Oh, without thinking, I sought comfort seeing that it wasn't her. It's a sudden, impulsive thing to do, and had I been in a better condition, I wouldn't even dare of doing such a thing. But I didn't know what else to do. Though I know I shouldn't, her warmth or scent, they grabbed me. She is intoxicated.
Marianne, what's going on? Oh, you're shaking like a leaf.
Tremors run through my body. As soon as my mind released, I am no longer in danger. I wanted to cry, scream about what I've seen, but like a scared child, I couldn't control myself. Mine couldn't reconcile with what I had seen. I should just write it off as figment of my imagination, yet I could still feel her nails cutting into my skin.
Are you sick? Should I call for a doctor?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Wright. Just feeling a little woozy and lightheaded is all.
Let's get you somewhere to sit down then. Come on, don't worry, I have you.
A lie, but a whole lot less complicated than telling her I was attacked by a dead girl. The feeling of fear eases off. I feel nothing but shame for my actions. I quickly back away as I clear my throat and nod my
I
thanks.
think I've had enough looking around. If it's all right with you and Mr. Wright, I'll meet you outside.
If you're sure, I'll have the car started. Do you need assistance heading downstairs?
I'm all right, ma'am. Just go on ahead and I'll be right there.
It seems to place at her worries, though only for a brief second. Before she heads down, I don't miss the concerned glance she shoots my way, hidden quickly under another smile. I won't beg... Holy shit, I can't speak. I won't beg rug her for it that worry. The look on my face must have been a strange enough sight on its own. Even I am still reeling from whatever that was. Voice still whispers in my ears. After all these years, she's still... No, Marianne. Shaking my head off the thoughts, I drag in a breath, then I follow shortly after Mrs. Wright. Whatever has happened in the past, it's long gone, only memories now. And those are things I can no longer bring back. House looks creepy at night. It's very dark as we make our way out of the mansion. With no lights, we are only illuminated by the headlights, the Wright's car, and the stars up above us. Silence helps me compose myself much more than several minutes of being alone did. The car's engine is running, yet the two still stand out on their lawn. Miss Wright is busy, eyes up to the stars. And Mr. Wright, arms crossed, has his eyes down on the ground. I was gonna say her. It is the crunch of the grass under my heel, and that brings the attention to me.
About time, what took you so long? A minute longer and I'd think the house swallowed you all up.
Oh, hush, dear. I'm sure she has her reasons. Marianne doesn't seem the sort to idle.
What's the curse, sort of?
Sorry, I was just checking on something important.
See, business is business and they take time, love. You should know that better than anyone. So, Marianne, what do you think? Are you the woman for the job? I know we already signed papers hiring you, but I want to be 100% sure that you are committed.
I glanced back towards the mansion, knowing what I had seen there. Rather, what I thought I saw there, because there is just no way. Not to mention how I acted towards Miss Wright, for goodness sake. I should feel the slightest bit hesitant. I was lucky. I've seen enough films to know what happens when a precocious woman enters a haunted house. This is my chance to turn it down. Make excuses to say that I'm not up to the task, that I need to take care of my old, sick father. Just pay the fine, which is probably outrageous for a contract like this, and let it go. I should turn it down, but for some obscene reason I can't. Same manner I haven't let go of her. The regret that has shadowed me since that day. Much as I hate to admit it even to myself, seeing her again, mischievous glint in her eyes, to the loose tendrils of her hair curled around her forehead. Something I've terribly missed, and now that's here, almost within arm reach, I can't. My father would tell me, sometimes you just simply have to go through with it. Consequences be damned. And while I really don't have any logical reason to say no, at least not something a client like the Wrights would have want to hear from a professional designer.
It's certainly an interesting project. You can be sure I'm seeing it through the end.
Such dedication! Oh, I do love the determination.
You were always determined like that, weren't you?
Fuck. Hearing her voice again sends a chill running down my back. Can't wait for this day to be over. The ghosts are gonna follow her. Oh no. So does that mean this ghost could feed off of everyone's fears then? The mansion and through Anselm, I rode with them in silence. We're gonna say Lorraine. Yep. Okay. Not comfortable with that thought. Because I'm like, how is this ghost going to affect Marianne? Is she going to have to overcome her past in order to not see this ghost as Lorraine? From the mansion and through Anselm, I rode with them in silence. But as soon as we hit the city proper, I asked to be dropped off and bid them goodnight. I thought it'd be best if I didn't stay too long in confined spaces with either Miss or Mr. Wright. Both of them seemed to cause me serious trouble, and if the project had been any less interesting or grand, I would have dropped it without a second thought. Would have, shouldn't have, won't. I assured them that my place isn't that far off, and I have to fight off the urge to roll my eyes and groan when whiskey throws me a little smirk. Oh my god. But even in my home, peace is elusive as I sleep. I lie awake thinking of what I saw in that mansion. Of who I saw. If I so much as hear a single whisper from her, if I so much as see a wisp of her hair, I'm afraid I'll go mad. But none of that happens, and it makes me feel hollow. For 2 nights I've had trouble sleeping. It's only one morning when fatigue as a ray let me rest, that I'm reminded of what terrifies me so. So we're on... So we went from the 24th to the 26th. Okay. And what happened during this time? You talked about having kids. Freelance photographer, designer, Zachary. Being a brain friendly, perhaps. Okay, that was about the movie, and then, okay, another their little spat. In my restless dreams, I see that mirror. The one in the study. And in it, I see her. I see them. Them? Okay. Hannah and Lorraine.
Oh, pathetic Marianne! Work, work, work! She'll work herself to death!
What the fuck?
See, she doesn't listen. That's all she did. Look at what happened to me.
Talked among themselves with cruel smiles and venomous tongues. Or rather, to themselves, 2 heads, 1 body. A horrible mockery of these women as if they were the one the
More's
same.
the pity. Life goes on and goes out, and she doesn't even see it.
Do you think she'll even realize when she's kicked the bucket herself?
What is going on? When they say a person has a hard time telling when they're in a dream, is true often enough. Even with this bizarre sight, even with this obvious implication that this isn't real, I can't help but feel the stress.
Luckily, is that any way to live at all? She might as well be dead.
Cruel fate that she's alive and I'm, well,
Though they speak in each other's ears, tones low and hushed, I can still hear them as clear as the day. Their whispers pervade in the air, heavy and oppressive. They bury and dig into my head like tiny maggots, orbing through their way into my skull. It's only then they take notice of my presence. Eyes turn towards me and I could only feel small under their scrutiny. Words. Caricature smiles etched on their faces, mimicking each other grotesquely.
Oh, Marianne! How long have you been standing there, dearie?
I've no clue.
come join us, Marianne. We won't bite.
You might not bite, but you might claw.
Unless you ask, that is.
Have you been
Okay.
looking at us? Spying?
I mean, you're kind of there.
How scandalous. Such a naughty girl.
I'm sure you were just waiting for something lewd to happen, weren't you?
What?
You know she will not admit it. She thinks it wrong. You've said it so yourself.
Yes. She thought me wrong, impure, abnormal, because I loved her.
My breath hitches and I open my mouth to protest. They stop me screeching. The mirror that holds them cracks. Oh, it actually did sort of crack. Okay. The mirror that holds them cracks, lines spidering across its surface.
Do not lie. We know the gluttonous thoughts you try to deny, girl. All those desires you bury beneath that sickening guilt. You act the martyr when you turn the bed you lie in into your own hedonistic hell.
What the fuck is happening?
You are nothing but a tainted soul with filth-stained flesh held together by falsehood and pride.
They look livid, and when it looks like they would lunge, I wake feeling like the wind had been knocked out of me. With a groan, I squint and find a stern fluff ball sitting on my chest, looking as pleased as a punch. Oh, she is overlaid. She is the overlady of the cats, queen of despair and destruction of nice furniture. I can't stay mad at her majesty because it feels like she did something good this time. I was having a nightmare, but I can't even remember what it was about. Trying to recall leaves a terrible pit in my stomach. Maybe it's probably better that I don't remember.
Good morning, Bruthiel. Who's the good kitty?
Bruthiel. Okay.
Are you hungry? Is that why you woke me up?
A content purr comes from my sweet dear before she jumps off the bed and trots toward the kitchen. On the other hand, it takes me a bit more before I roll out of my bed and start my day. Morning before work is always a quiet affair. Shower first, then a mug of coffee and a bowl of oats. Sometimes I do stretches, and I always check my work email. Rights will be moving into the mansion today. I don't think the paperwork is officially done yet, but it isn't too far-fetched to think they were allowed to start their move despite that. Rich people like them will always find ways to get what they want after all.
I'll be leaving you again today, Beth. So you behave and make sure not to shred up my new covers, okay? And don't worry, I didn't forget tomorrow is Black Cat Day, so I'll throw you a party.
Wait, what? Today's 6th, and tomorrow's 27th? 27th is Black Cat Day? What? Okay, I wonder if that's an actual thing. I won't be too surprised, but okay.
But only if you behave like a proper lady.
She barely gives me a glance as I say that before going back to her own food. Cats. Still better than humans most of the time. Too bad I have to work with humans. Places are very busy as soon as I get here. The foreman one that I've recommended to the rest, whose work ethic is early as usual. Already he's instructing men here and there with the bigger loads. I have no chance to talk to him as Miss Frey appears and greets me with a smile.
Mrs. Wright, I hope everything has been to your liking thus far.
Good morning, Marianne. It has been delightful, and these men have been very helpful. Look at all this. It's so busy here. I'm getting tired just looking at them go.
No complications so far with the movers or the previous owners of the mansion, I hope?
If anything, the only one being problematic is Luke, if I'm to be honest. He can be such a diva, but I do like that about him.
Okay. She stops looking up at the upper landing where Mr. Wright comes through with two other movers. The mirror from the study.
Oh, do be careful with that mirror. We wouldn't want anyone getting hurt because of broken glass. Why are you even having it carried around?
Oh? You did say you didn't want the mirror, and I keep getting distracted by it.
I wonder why.
If I'm going to turn the study into my office, I'd rather not have it there. Where can we put this?
Well, you are not putting it in our room. Why don't you go, I don't know, put it in the wine cellar for now? We can figure out to full store it in the attic or somewhere else later, yes?
You heard her, boys. To the cellar it goes. Mush!
Oh, is that why Hannah kept hearing someone's voice? Because that's related to this ghost, and they just leave it in the cellar this whole time. The movers bring down the mirror one step at a time, no matter how much the man tells them to hurry. Unsettling feeling grows my stomach as I see our reflection in the bloody thing. And I look away, not wishing to risk anything. I see Lorraine's image in the mirror now. I wouldn't know what I do. Oh, if I saw Lorraine's image in the mirror now, I wouldn't know what I do. I don't have the luxury of privacy right now, and I'm not going to break down in front of all these people. Why does it keep updating out of nowhere? I don't understand. That's right, only shakes her head and laughs at her husband's antics. They take the mirror out of here. He's back at it again soon enough, pointing the man here and there. I'd say he is the man with the plan, but it sort of interferes with the layout and design that we've agreed upon before. I'm about to point out, but...
It's better you let him realize his mistakes on his own, rather than tell him of them. That way you do not get blamed for his actions.
I man is how you do it, Johan. Usually.
It is more fun, too, to tell him, how does they say it? I told you so, once he slips up.
Well, clearly he's worked with them long enough to, know what to do with them.
Been working with him long enough to know that, huh?
Yup, apparently. Not like I plan to make too much of a fuss unless what changes is actually crucial.
It happens often enough, when one is made to accompany him nearly all hours of the day.
Up, higher, come on now.
So you could at least be less pushy about things.
Careful now. I know your pictures are framed by cheap plastic, but those are framed by African blackwood and are one-of-a-kind commissioned paintings. Each one is easily worth a lifetime of what you lot make.
It is surprising how hands-on he is compared to my usual clientele. Well, both of them are, actually. Oh, whoop. Did I skip a thing? There's a good chance I did. It's refreshing to have them participate despite their initial reluctance. Okay, never mind. I didn't skip
Luke,
anything.
do the dishwashers go into the kitchen or the butler's pantry?
I would say the kitchen.
Pantry, Buttercup. Careful, that's Emma Hot. No, you there, put that down. You do not manhandle a Napoleon Abueva.
He really needs to tone down the dramatics a notch. Miss Fry and the butler look like they're used to it by now. But the rest of us, well...
Sweetie, why don't we go and sort your suits upstairs? Let your Hans and Marianne and the foreman deal with the rest of the work.
We have this, Mrs. Wright.
Yes, please do go before a blood vessel bursts. Bloodstains are so troublesome to clean.
Okay, so this is all that's very we've already seen the sort of scene play out because we're Hannah. Because all of us, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is the same scene. Okay. So there's an obvious sense of relief as Mr. Wright is dragged out of the room, leaving the movers to do their work in peace. Some grumbling even comes from some of the younger workers. It's a good thing the family butler isn't some blindly loyal tool to his boss, or there'll be trouble with Mr. Wright.
He is such a bratwurst. Whiny baby who never got enough hugs from his mutter.
Probably lost in translation, and not that I'm condoning talking about someone else behind their back, but I think you meant to call Mr. Wright a horrible brat.
Well, he is that too. There are a lot of things I can call him, but I mean to say that he is a big weenie.
Okay.
Childish name for a childish person. Like a child, he whines when he doesn't get what he wants, and he breaks the toys that he has.
That gets a laugh from me, as well as a few of the movers who linger near. I would imagine. He and I carry boxes instructing the movers where they should be and generally taking over Mr. Wright's work. It goes off without a hitch, and the man is helpful, efficient and capable with physical labor, despite his clean-cut appearance. A gentleman to boot, taking boxes from me when he sees me struggling with them. Speaking of boxes...
Hey, one of the boxes for the kitchen is missing. Has anyone seen it? The one with the pots and the knives.
The bratwurst had it brought upstairs, thinking it was for the attic.
Okay.
Why would he... Oh, never mind. I'll go get it.
So the attic. Why didn't bring a box of pots and knives to the attic? That man is ridiculous. There's probably no point in making sense of what he does if he does them just because he can. At least it turns out that I don't have to make it all the way up to the attic. The mover probably, on Mr. Wright's orders, left the boxes on the stairs.
At least it's not that heavy.
Well, it's pots and knives, so I'm not surprised. I managed to hoist it up without too much effort, but the time it takes for me to do this long enough for me to overhear an odd conversation I could never in my life imagine coming from a couple like the Wrights.
Oh, if you're not careful, I might go a bit loopy and I'll start bringing cats home.
Oh, this conversation.
And soon enough, one day you'll find yourself going home to a farm just filled with felines that follow you everywhere.
Oh, don't bluff. The things would shred up your precious furniture. Besides, you don't even like cats.
True, true. Dogs are infinitely superior here, of course.
Oh.
But what about the wet dog smell? The mess. I'm not cleaning up after a mutt, no matter how cute. If you think about it, a cat would be better.
Friends, I'll have to agree with Whiskey on this, though I can live with Mrs. Wright's being... Though I can live with Miss Wright being a dog person. But as amusing as this conversation might get, I really shouldn't be caught eavesdropping or slacking off on the job. Most, I should be looking at ways of possibly soundproofing certain rooms, perhaps bringing it up if they don't realize the lack of it. Let me think of this. What happened in the conversation? They were talking about having kids. One of the rooms... Yeah, one of the rooms is gonna be kids' room because Hannah's pregnant. Luke is gonna be a good father. I think that basically summed up the whole conversation. So, I think I'll just move on. I think we'll be fine with that. Yay! That improved the relationship with them. Yay! Because as long as I remembered from the past, I'm like, what did occur in the conversation? So yeah, it's fine. If we don't need to listen to it. So no matter how bizarre the conversation might get, I really must go. Not to mention, just standing here when I have no more reason to lie just feels wrong. Besides, the magic word here is privacy, and I respect that. Keep it in mind, and I won't have a guilty conscience filled to the brim with the secrets of the rich and famous in my hands. I'll take the stairs 2 steps at a time if I wasn't in danger of getting stabbed by my baggage if nobody else was in the foyer. But as Johannes takes the box from me, I only give him a small smile. There's no reason to gossip about the peculiar conversation of his employers. He's probably heard much odder things from them, and he doesn't seem to be a cat or a dog person either. As soon as I follow him into the kitchen, he raises a hand to stop.
Nine, I know you are a very skilled in architect, and I have seen your work. But this shall be my kitchen, and I shall fix it according to my wishes. Yeah?
Fair enough.
Kind of weird anyone would think that pots and knives are supposed to go anywhere but the kitchen, huh?
I assume he's gotten them confused. It wouldn't be the first time.
Okay, so it's happened a lot.
Confused? How does that even work? I understand covers, carpets, or even curtains getting mixed up. Hey, I'd even understand pots being mixed up with silver decor.
Okay.
But knives?
Oh, he has a collection of ornamental ones from his father. It takes them everywhere he goes, wherever he moves.
V? What was he gonna say?
I guess that makes sense. A bit.
Okay.
Still odd.
He merely shrugs before going back to work. The movers work efficiently, even when they're left alone, and they do quick work of their responsibilities. The head former comes standing in the doorway to consult me on this or that, and I have to go help out every now and then. Bear with me, as I usually say. Oh. But they pretty much have everything up to standards. They skip lunch entirely, not even realizing when they do so. Nonetheless, all as well as the butler gets to heating up the leftover bubble and squawk from breakfast. Makes a generous batch of fish and chips for them. Most likely simple in comparison to what he serves to the rights, but well done
That
nonetheless.
smells good. Want to wrap up some for me to go?
It's an idle observation when, more than anything, my thoughts as they are, preoccupied.
If there are any left. One can't go wrong with fish and chips. Everyone loves them. Even my husband. And he's American.
Okay. I really do hate getting up so close and personal with my clients. It's a distraction. It is obvious to me that I've gotten my priorities all wrong when I can't help but think about what I heard, or I learned about the right couple. These things have a way of creeping up on a person. Thoughts, ideas, whether they are fact or fiction. Creep up and fester, crawl and wither in a way that twists. I hear giggling, delight, and mocking. I creep up and... sensation of fingers ghostly briefly on my arm causes me to freeze and hiss.
Don't!
I half expected her to be there.
Whoa, no need to scream bloody murder.
Okay.
It's just me. Quiet down before you break glass.
Okay. But it's just
Don't
whiskey.
do that again. Ever.
I don't like being scared, though I don't believe in the likes of spooks being startled is not on the top of the list of things Mary Ann liked. Lucky for him, I have nothing within reach, or he would have gotten a friendly turn of something like a rolling pin. Okay, I don't need to go that far, I
What's with
think.
that reaction? Are you really scared? Has Johan's been telling you ghost stories? He just loves to scare people. Isn't that right, Brother Graham?
Brother Grimm? The butler expression is unreadable. I hardly see any emotion on his face to being with since I started working for the Wrights, aside from vague amusement. There must have been something there though, judging from Mr. Wright's own content look. The expression on Mr. Wright's face is almost cruel. But neither of them spoke, even as Johan leaves the room to serve the workers their late lunch.
So, now that we're alone, Marianne, what are you so jumpy for?
I was just thinking about all the urban legends the movers have been telling me about this place.
Don't tell me you believe in that tosh. They're nothing but tales made up to scare children.
Like, I wonder if he's seen the ghost by now already, because trained as he's still normal compared to everyone so far.
Timmy, Billy, don't you dare go up to that big mansion and get in trouble there. The ghosts are going to get you.
Jesus Christ.
That's a boring way to look at it, but that's usually what it is anyway, no? Like I said, I was just thinking.
It would be a relief, actually, if those rumors of this place being haunted is true. That just means I'm not going bonkers. Hearing, let alone seeing a dead person isn't exactly the symptoms of a healthy mind. Sure, it means there would be such things such as ghouls and goblins, but at least I'd be sane. On the other hand, there would actually be a dead girl walking around.
If you could excuse the inane question, Mr. Wright. You haven't noticed anything weird here?
A simple enough question on the surface, yet I notice the man stiffen as the question leaves my mouth. I would have noticed it if I wasn't watching his reaction intently, but in his eye I see something dangerous.
It depends on your definition of the word weird. Are we still on the topic of this place being haunted? Because no, things have not started to fly around and we have yet to require an exorcism. I don't think my head would like to do the whole 180-degree turn thing.
Well, I don't think anyone's head would.
Well, maybe that, but no strange people?
Aside from my usually weird butler and all the weird men traipsing around touching my things? No, not really.
Okay.
Why do you ask? Have you noticed anyone strange while you were here? Because you must report it to Johans and he'll have security handle it. But these reports better not be about ghosts and things that go bump in the night. I don't want to waste manpower on the boogeyman or senseless witch hunts.
I'll keep that in mind, Mr. Wright. But no, it's nothing like that. I guess the mansion is just strange for me. It's a unique project.
No strange men or women lurking about then?
No. Well, maybe. The teenager would technically qualify as strange. Yep. But yeah, the whole... But yeah, the whole I said dead people thing isn't going to go over well. Okay, I'm just hearing vehicles in the background, like, is Leo going to start yipping and yapping? No.
None that I know of. But I'll inform Johans immediately if something comes up.
I'm serious, Mint. You see anything, anyone suspicious, and you report it. Immediately.
I like how they just keep calling themselves by their drink that they met the first time. They're still whiskey and mint.
I think that goes without saying.
The certain he have on the talk of secrets quickly gone. His arrogant and smug smirks returns, if a bit subdued. Whatever smarmy remark or innuendo he has at the ready never comes through as voices from the dining hall ring out.
Is this a full-time job for you then?
What?
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job.
Oh, that's right, because Hannah was having the meeting with Zach during this time. I forgot about that. Oh, and this is where I'm going to end it here. Unfortunately, I just realized, like, oh, we've gone long enough. So, as usual, if you guys enjoyed the video, go to the like or up button. If you want to see more of what's going to happen in this game, go to the subscribe or follow button to be notified of anything I make. Got anything to say, in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Comrades?